Have you ever been in this situation? You have a close friend or someone you love dearly. Their birthday is coming. In your heart you think, I must do something meaningful, something wholehearted, because they deserve the very best. But then, as the day approaches, you get busy. You forget. You rush to a convenience store nearby, grab a cheap gift, don't even bother wrapping it. Maybe it's even a little old. You hand it over and say, "Here, this is for you." How would that person feel? They might still smile. They might still say thank you. But deep inside, they know you didn't truly value them. On the other hand, if you saved up for a month, thought carefully about every detail, even if the gift wasn't expensive, they would feel, I am truly loved. The value of a gift is not in its price, but in the heart behind it. Part 1, The Blow, Half-Hearted Worship. Now imagine being invited to meet a great king, not a movie king, but a real, majestic, powerful king. People tell you he deserves the very best. Bring him your finest gift as a sign of honor. What would you bring? Something precious, carefully chosen, or a broken object from the corner of your house? Sounds absurd, right? Yet that is exactly what Israel did to God. They didn't abandon rituals. They still kept their worship habits. They still brought sacrifices. But what they brought were lame, blind, and sick animals. Malachi recorded God's words. When you bring blind animals for sacrifice, is that not wrong? When you sacrifice lame or diseased animals, is that not wrong? Malachi 1:8. God didn't call it not good enough. He called it evil. Why evil? Because evil is not just murder or theft. Evil is when you despise the one who has given you everything good. Evil is when you give him your worst, when he deserves your best. Relating to our modern life in love. You say you love someone, but when they need you, you're never there. You make promises, but always break them. You tell them, you're number one in my heart, yet your phone and your games always come first. Is that real love or just an empty shell? At work, you say, I'm passionate about this job, but you spend work hours scrolling Facebook and bolt out the door as soon as the clock hits 5. Your boss sees you present physically, but your heart is elsewhere. Is that true devotion? In friendship, your friend goes through a crisis. Instead of showing up, you just send a quick emoji, heart. Is that true friendship? The deepest pain is not when someone does nothing for you. It's when they do things half-heartedly. Half-hearted worship. Fake worship is the same. It's not when you stop going to church, or stop praying, or stop reading the Bible. It's when you still do all of it, but without your heart. You pray, but your mind is elsewhere. You sing hymns, but you're thinking about tomorrow's deadline. You give offerings, but reluctantly, grudgingly, not with gratitude. Fake worship is like handing God a broken gift and saying, here, just take this. I have more important things to do. The direct blow, this is the first strike of Malachi and of God to us. He doesn't want us to fool ourselves into thinking, as long as I go to church, read a few verses, I'm fine. He wants your heart, not just the shell of routine. Ask yourself now, are you giving God a healthy lamb or a crippled one? Do you give him your best or just your leftovers, your exhaustion, your scraps? Are you truly living your faith or just keeping up appearances? The call. If these words are hitting you straight in the heart, pause for a moment. Hit like so I know you're still here, and hit subscribe so you won't miss the journey ahead. Because this is not just another video. This is a journey through silence and darkness toward light. Part 2, The Mirror. Today's lame offerings. You might say, but I don't bring lame or blind animals anymore. I don't sacrifice livestock. True. We no longer offer sheep or bulls, but don't celebrate too quickly, because today's lame, blind, diseased sacrifices are still here, just in different forms. Think of your day, 24 hours, sounds like plenty, yet never enough. How many hours do you spend scrolling TikTok, Instagram, Facebook? How many hours on movies, games, coffee dates? And how many minutes for God? Some say, I do read the Bible daily, but it's 5 minutes before bed, eyes half shut, rushing through a passage just to tick the box. Done. That is the lame lamb of time, Giving God your leftovers, your most tired moments. When you love someone, you give them your best moments, not your leftovers. God doesn't demand all 24 hours. He asks for your best part of the day. 2. The blind lamb of money. Look at how you spend. We're quick to drop cash on restaurants, phones, concerts, vacations. But when the offering plate comes, we fumble for the smallest bill. Some even think, God is rich, he doesn't need my money. So we give reluctantly, half-heartedly, not in gratitude. That is the blind lamb of finances. Money reveals the position of your heart, not to God, he already knows, but to yourself. 3. The sick lamb of the heart. This may be the most dangerous of all. You attend church regularly, you pray regularly, you serve regularly, but it's all just a shell. Your mouth sings, but your heart is at work, on deadlines or on social media drama. Your hands give, but your heart resents. You kneel in prayer, but only repeat empty words. That is the sick lamb of the heart. God said through Malachi, "You place defiled food on my altar," and you say, "How have we defiled you?" By saying that the Lord's table is contemptible. Malachi 1:7. He doesn't need rituals. He wants the real heart. 4. Mirrors of today. If Malachi lived now, he might say, "You despise worship services, arriving late, leaving early, distracted by your phone. You treat prayer lightly, as if it's a box to tick. You put God after your job, your pleasures, your phone." Be honest, do you see yourself in this mirror? 5. The danger of fake worship. Some might think, well, at least I'm doing something. Isn't that better than nothing? Number. Malachi would say no. Fake worship is more dangerous than no worship at all, because it creates a deadly illusion. You think you're close to God, but actually you're drifting farther away. It's like being gravely ill but believing you're healthy, so you never seek medicine. Illusion kills faster than the disease itself. Fake worship lulls the soul into false safety. 6. Questions for yourself. Pause now. Ask yourself, am I giving God my best or my crippled leftovers? Is he truly the center or just another checkbox? Is my faith genuine or just a mask? If these questions sting your heart, it's a good sign. It means you can still hear the knock of God on your soul. Part 3. The lift. A call to return. After looking in the mirror, maybe your heart feels heavy. You realize, yes, I've given God lame lambs. I've put him second. I've lived behind a shell. That realization can weigh you down, even make you ashamed. You might think, I'm too far gone. God doesn't want me anymore. But stop, listen. The good news, God never ends the story with accusation. He says through Malachi, "Return to me and I will return to you." Malachi 3:7. He doesn't say, "Be perfect first, then come." He says, "Come." Return 1. God doesn't demand perfection. Picture a child drawing a messy picture and giving it to their mother. Does she scold, "This is ugly, I won't accept it"? Number. She smiles, hugs the child, and treasures the heart behind it. God is like that. He doesn't need perfect offerings. He wants a sincere heart. 2. What should we do? A. Put God first in finances. Don't give what's left after spending. Give the first portion. The first gift shows your true priorities. B. Put God first in time. Don't give him the dregs of your day. Give him the first minutes when your mind is fresh and heart alive. So I. Put God first in love. Faith isn't only in church. It's in how you love, stay faithful, honor parents, work with integrity. 3. What true worship isn't measured in quantity, but quality. One sincere prayer outweighs an hour of empty words. One just action outweighs 1,000 hollow rituals. One tear of repentance outweighs a grand service without heart. God looks past the surface. He looks at the heart. 4. A story. A poor boy wanted to give Jesus a gift at Christmas. He had no money, only a sweet potato he had grown. People mocked, "What a silly gift. God doesn't need that." But the pastor said, God doesn't see the potato. He sees your heart. In the eyes of men, it was nothing. In the eyes of God, it was priceless. God sees you the same way. He doesn't ask for what you don't have. He asks for what you do have, if it comes from the heart. 5. The call to return. Maybe you've lived in fake worship. Maybe you've treated God as secondary. Maybe you've offered crippled lambs. But today God says, return to me, and I will return to you. His arms are open, not to punish, but to welcome. He doesn't ask for perfection. He asks for honesty. Part 4. The hope, the purifier, and the open door. If the story ended with fake worship, we'd be lost. But Malachi didn't end there. He spoke of hope. 1. The prophecy of one to come. Malachi promised a messenger would come, like a refiner's fire, like launderer's soap, to cleanse the temple and purify hearts. 400 years later, Jesus fulfilled it. He entered the Jerusalem temple, overturned the money changers' tables, and declared, "My house will be called a house of prayer, but you are making it a den of robbers." Matthew 21:13. Not just anger, fulfillment of prophecy, the purifier had come. 2. He came to restore the heart. Notice, Jesus didn't abolish rituals. He didn't say, stop praying, stop giving, stop gathering. He said, restore the heart. He sought worshipers in spirit and truth. 3. Good news for you, which means even if you've given crippled offerings, the door is still open. You gave social media hours, but God only minutes, the door is open. You placed money, work, love above Him, the door is open. You live with a shell of religion, the door is open. He doesn't want perfect gifts, He wants you. 4. Everyday example. Think of the prodigal son. He returned with rags. The father didn't reject him. He ran, embraced him, clothed him, placed a ring on his finger. That's God. And today you might be that child. He is still running to you. 5. Hope for today's generation. In a world full of fakes, filters, facades, masks, fake worship slips in easily. But God calls you to live real, not to expose every flaw, but to offer your true self, unmasked, to Him. A tear, a prayer, a small act of honesty. He treasures it, and it will change you. 6. The final promise Malachi foresaw. The Son of Righteousness will rise with healing in its wings. Malachi 4:2. That's Jesus. He doesn't just rebuke, He heals. Today He wants to heal you. Heal dry faith. Heal fake worship. Heal weary souls. Conclusion. The call. Friend, remember, fake worship turns faith into empty ritual. It leaves the soul hollow, but God is inviting you back to give your best, your real, your whole self. And this is only the beginning. In the next video, we'll face a painful but necessary truth. When the covenant is broken, marriages collapse and souls decay. Because betrayal in love is not just personal tragedy, it mirrors our unfaithfulness to God. And right in that wound, healing can begin. Music fades, screen goes black, slowly appearing words, give your best, give yourself,